I'm here today with Michael, so thank you so much for joining us.
Of course.
You guys were temporarily closed during the pandemic. You opened again in October, and now you have this new renovation. So what can hotel guests expect?
Well, we took the pandemic as an opportunity to do a top-to-bottom renovation. We really focused on three major themes, which would be the food and beverage, the art programming, and technology. So on the rooftop, we've completely redone the rooftop, including even retiling the bottom of the pool. But the entire aesthetic has been changed, and we've built an omakase bar, which will be opening in the next few weeks on the rooftop, and then we obviously have the main bar up there. The guest rooms were completely redone, the bathrooms, the rooms meant to give the impression of a New York loft is the look I was going for with our design team. And we have a tremendous amount of technology and art in the rooms, but the technology includes things like Google Home, the mirror, so every guest room has the mirror for working out, so you don't have to necessarily go to our brand new gym, and the wireless charging, screen mirroring on your TVs. And then you go down to our lobby, and you have this brand new lobby, a new cafe. We redid our bar and restaurant called Cheddar, or American Bistro, but we also added a new cafe that is very European in feel with outdoor seating. The city, having given us all these extra opportunities for outdoor seating, has allowed us to have a few hundred extra seats outside, plus what was already on our property line. So we really have taken the time to use it productively and to redo the entire property.
Now, interestingly enough, when you guys were trying to close your loan for launching the Gansevoort, you actually were 3 days after September 11th. And then New York went through this whole revival period, and now we're kind of seeing that same kind of struggles with the pandemic. So how is that period mirroring kind of what you are expecting to see coming out of the pandemic?
I mean, when we opened the hotel in 2004, there were people out there calling us cowboys for having done a large project in this area at the time. The reality is it was perfect timing. We lucked out a little bit. We built the right product for the moment, but the reality is no one expected the meatpacking to take off the way it did. But the area sort of burned really brightly, and then it sort of fizzled a little bit because it just got overplayed. And what we've been lucky about is the city and the BID, the Business Improvement District, have put a tremendous amount of money into the neighborhood in the last 5 years. We had construction right in front of us that you had to walk across a plank to get into our lobby for a period of time. So to us, the pandemic almost feels like a wave of water came through the neighborhood, and you're left with this pristine, beautiful neighborhood with the Whitney, with the High Line, Little Island now by Barry Diller and Diane van Furstenberg, Rolex, Loro Piana. The list of high-end retailers is never ending that have moved into the neighborhood. Even during the pandemic, Lucid, technology-wise, that car company has moved in next door. So for us, we feel pretty confident that the neighborhood itself is headed in the right trajectory. Similarly, we think that New York City is picking up a lot of steam. The city itself is spending $30 million on advertising, and you can start feeling already the push on our rooms and the rates. So we know we're going to get there. It's just a question of time.
And real quickly before we wrap, what do you think the city needs to do to help people in the hospitality industry, especially the hotel industry, at this time?
Well, I mean, I think PPP helped us survive. I think the payroll retention credits, once again, helped us make it through. Some industries are faring better and have done actually well during the pandemic. Hotels generally, especially in urban centers like ourselves, did not. I think the city spending the money on the advertising is a wonderful help to us all. Obviously, continuing to allow us to use the streets for dining and any other programs that they can help us to be able to retain workers, because it's been very difficult, would be wonderful. But the reality is I think the city and the federal government has actually stepped up in a reasonable manner to help our industry overall. So we're actually quite thankful for that.
Well, we'll have to leave it there today.
Thank you.
That was Michael Achenbaum, a president and founder of the Gansevoort Hotel Group.